Hello everyone, this is Prem Sorani coming up with a new session of our editorial decoded, and in this session we are going to talk about the editorial based on general consent for CBI which appeared in the Indian Express, right? So what is the matter? First we should know, right now CBI has filed a petition in the Supreme Court where it said more than 150 cases are pending with the CBI because of the consent is not provided by the states, right? So this consent clause is very much important, and you should know what is the consent procedure, especially with related to the CBI. So we are going to discuss all these consent provisions, what is the impact on the cases which are being investigated by the CBI, and what are the options left with the CBI in order to investigate those cases, right? So we'll be discussing one by one. Let's get started with the issue, that is consent issue. So in case of NIA, that is National Investigation Agency, the NIA was created under NIA Act of 2008, right? Whereas its jurisdiction extends to the whole India. But in case of CBI, that was created under Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946, whereas its jurisdiction can be expanded to the whole territory of the India, but the thing is it needs consent of that particular state also, right? So this consent can be of two types. The first type is case on case basis consent, whereas in a particular case, if CBI want to investigate, that consent is to be it has to get the consent from the state particular, right? But in case of the general consent provision, the consent is generally provided by a particular state to the CBI, so that the seamless investigation can be taken place by the CBI. CBI can investigate in seamless manner in that particular state, right? So these two consent clauses comes from the section 6 of the DSPE Act, where it is clearly mentioned that CBI can only investigate into the matters in a particular state if the consent is provided by that particular state to the CBI, right? So this is the consent provision. I hope this would be now clear for you. Now we come to the next part of the editorial, that is how many states are there which have actually withdrawn the consent from the CBI, that is general consent has been withdrawn by these particular states. So there are in total 8 states are there. So the states are like this: is Rajasthan, this is Punjab, then Maharashtra, then this is Chhattisgarh, then Jharkhand, then this is West Bengal, Mizoram, and this is Kerala. So they are mostly ruled by the opposition parties especially, and this is the only state which is not the that is not being ruled by the opposition party, and this is also one of the first state which had actually withdrawn the consent from the CBI, right? So what are the allegations on the CBI which have been framed by these states? The allegations of misuse of the power, these are the main allegations on the CBI, right? So this was the reason why the consent was withdrawn from these states. Now we will talk about what are the now implications for the cases which are being investigated by the CBI. Now, no fresh cases can be registered with the CBI, especially after the consent withdrawal. This is the implication, and this is the main implication. Means now the particular state has to provide the consent to CBI if CBI want to investigate that case. In this regard, there are two very important cases. The first case was the Calcutta High Court's order, whereas in this order, Calcutta High Court had clearly mentioned that a particular agency, especially the central agency, that is CBI, cannot be prevented from the investigation, especially in the matters of the corruption against the central employees, no matter wherever they are placed in, right? If they are in, for example, if they are in West Bengal, a particular central government employee is in West Bengal which has withdrawn the consent, but now CBI can also investigate in the matters of corruption if it is in West Bengal also. This was the Calcutta High Court's order, and this order came in cattle smuggling and coal mining case, right? This is not the corruption, coal mining case and cattle smuggling case. The second case that you should know, that is Vinay Mishra versus CBI case of 2021. In this case also, in this case also it was clearly said that a particular person which is who is central government employee and who is now framed under the charges of corruption, that person can be investigated by the CBI, and the place of posting cannot work as an advantage for that person. For example, this person that is central government employee is placed in West Bengal. So West Bengal has withdrawn the consent, but this withdrawal of the consent cannot work as an advantage for that person. This was also said clearly in this case of Vinay Mishra versus CBI, that is 2021. So these two cases are very, very important whenever it comes to the consent withdrawal case of CBI, right? Now we come to the next section of this editorial, which talks about the implication on the CBI cases. So for example, let me withdraw here the timeline. For example, this is 11th November, and now here the particular state, I can say that is for example West Bengal again. This West Bengal has withdrawn the consent on this date, right? Withdrawal of the consent on this date. And now if we talk about the before this 11th November, what are the powers left with the cases which are registered before the 11th November? So can CBI investigate these cases? Answer is yes. CBI can investigate these cases. Actually, they are registered before the withdrawal of the consent procedure, right? So this can be there, number one. The second thing is, if a person was caught red-handedly, so he can also be investigated. That is very true. The third thing is, search can conduct the CBI can search any of the place related to that case or related to that person. The answer would be yes, because this was registered before the withdrawal of the consent procedure. Next thing is, the element of surprise can be conducted by the CBI. The answer is yes, using CRPC section of 166, which talks about if a particular area is not under an officer in charge, this area is under with another officer, right? So this man can say to this officer, you have to conduct the raid, that is element of surprise, on behalf of me, right? So this is also a possible option which is left with the CBI. So raid can also be conducted using the authority of another officer under this CRPC section of 166. Now the next thing is, if a case is registered anywhere else, not in West Bengal, this case was registered for example in Delhi. So now also the CBI can investigate the matter even if it is the West Bengal, right? So these are the implication. Means the cases registered before can be investigated, red-handedly caught, this can also be investigated, search can take place, element of surprise, that is raid, can be conducted by the CBI, and the cases which are registered anywhere else in the country, they can also investigate the matter into the West Bengal, that is the state which has withdrawn the consent. So this is the one part of the story. The second part is, let me raise this one. The second part of the story is, what about the fresh cases? In cases, in fresh cases, CBI needs the approval of a particular state. Without getting that consent, what are the options left with the CBI? The first option is use the Kolkata High Court order. The Kolkata High Court order, which we have discussed right now only. If central agency or the CBI want to investigate in a matter of corruption, especially against the central employees, that has to be there, that cannot be prevented by a particular state. So this Kolkata High Court order can be used by the CBI if they want to investigate in a very fresh case. The second thing is, the case should be registered in the Delhi, or this case is if related to the Delhi or the area which comes under the jurisdiction of Delhi, that case can also be investigated even if this matter is in, for example, in West Bengal. So if you want to investigate a particular person and that is in West Bengal, you just need one single thing, that is registered an FIR in Delhi, and this was the order of Delhi High Court also, which came in 2018, right? So these are the options which are left with the CBI. Even if a state is not granting the consent, CBI can register the cases under these two provisions, right? I hope now it would be very clear into your minds what are the options left with the CBI. Now we come to the next part of this editorial, that is if CBI or CBI is working for its master, or it represents its master's voice. So in this case, a very good example has been given in this particular editorial, that is the Prevention of Corruption Act of 1988. In this act, the amendment was there in 2018. Under this amendment, section 17 of this particular act was amended, where it was clearly mentioned that any officer which is related to the central government cannot be investigated and even cannot be registered under the FIR without the consent of the central government. Earlier, before this amendment, it was only for the joint secretary or the officers which are above the joint secretary level, the consent was required of the central government. But in case of the after this amendment, the consent is required of the central government in each and every officer's case, right? It means what? The central has very tight control on this agency, especially in the matters of the corruption. Now, whatever or whichever person is to be investigated, that can be decided by the central government, and somewhere we can say yes, still it represents its master's voice, where in 2013 it was said that CBI acts as an caged parrot and it represents its master's voice under the Supreme Court judgment in 2017. It is in 2013 it is still believed that somewhere it is working for its master. So this was all about this editorial. I hope you might have got the clear picture about this editorial. Thank you very much for watching this video. You can even share and like this video, and if any doubt is there, you can comment in the comment section. Thank you very much.
Current Affairs by Forum IAS is an all-in-one program that covers the dynamic aspect of the syllabus from both prelims and mains perspective. Last year, we have helped more than 100 students crack IAS with our current affairs classes.